This is the book of Isaiah chapter 14. I read from verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaidens. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. That thou shalt take up Salakia. I'm not too sure whether Rich can receive a phone call, Salakia, about that. It says here that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how had the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. I like to start off by saying Kal Halal, Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, Bahashem Rakakodash, double honors be unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation be unto the brethren across the four corners of the earth, pushing the gospel of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach in all spirit and truth. The name of this lesson going on be, right, they play on words. And when I say they, I'm talking about the leaders of the free world who does commission the so-called professors and scientists to work the sorcery and words and what to do with the English language, translating out of Hebrew, Latin, and Greek, and all the rest of language that I neglect to call Salakia about that. But all the language that they brought the so-called translate to create English, which was just a mechanism or a device to create confusion, because now it has so one word could mean so many different things in this English language that we end up in the position that we're in. But this work, they have plenty of work to be done still before the short time finish. They have plenty of work to be done in this short time. Right? So this whole lesson here really and truly going to be centered around the word Lucifer and how many times it is mentioned in the Bible. And if I'm wrong, is here in Isaiah chapter 14 will be the only place you see the word Lucifer. Right? And the meaning of the word Lucifer, like before we read out and we go down into the fine print of this lesson to bring out the point, right? Then we go to Google. And why I say that others play on words is watch what they do on top here. That says here, dictionary from Oxford language, learn more. A noun, singular proper noun. Whatever the fuck is that? Singular noun, singular proper noun. Lucifer noun, Lucifer, plural, right? Noun, Lucifers. Another name for Satan, the planet Venus when it rises in the morning, right? A match strikes by rubbing it on a rough surface. So you see what I do there? Well, here what the origin is here, right? Origin, lex or loose, means light. The origin is Latin, and on the other side, fur, loose fur, right, means bearing. So in Latin, Lucifer means light bearer or morning star, right? So how the hell that could be our next name for Satan? But this is what it is do, because the meaning of the word Satan is, right, adversary. Right, let me go to the meaning of the word Satan. So how the light bearer, because it have those that is carrying extreme knowledge, or bears the light, which refers to knowledge, is our next way to describe extreme amounts of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And it have knowledge of wickedness, and it have knowledge of righteousness. So what they're talking about. So that is why context will come into play. So let me go back to the Isaiah Isaiah chapter 14, right? We're reading now from verse 5. It says here, the Lord had broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. So he's talking about, man, human being that would be on earth. How about he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he had ruled the nation in anger. In anger is persecuted, and none hinder it. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break out into singing. Yea, the fir tree rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. So this go into even the trees of the earth, and it's all figuratively, because trees could represent men too, right? No fellow is come up to just be deforestation, just doing deforestation. Hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at the coming. It stirreth up the dead from thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. So they're talking about the chief. Who is the chief ones on earth? That chief means head. Who is the heads on earth? Prime Minister, presidents, elite 1%ers. Right? Oh gosh, that's no hard thing to understand. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. They tell you, but people just like it does not read. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Right? Because thy when the Lord, right, rip the throne from them. The country that was or the countries that was the powerhouse on earth, they become weak. So the other nations and them saying, right? Also, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? It says here, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vowels, the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. So he dead. The king of Babylon died. Right? Nebuchadnezzar died. And worms eat him and cover him. But when he was alive, he was doing a whole heap of wickedness. This is the part here. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Because he was great. He had the light. He was bearing the great light, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of wickedness. And that way he was forward on earth, wickedness. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Oh, he weakened them because he went into all of them and made war with them. Take all the riches that was keeping them, giving them the strength, and make them weak. If you take away the strength, where is the riches? What will be? Weak. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Who is the stars of God? Israel. And that is what I was doing. I was fucking up the Israelite back then. And they still continue to fuck up the Israelite, the different rulers, that different nation that rule. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. This is futuristic here now. Dealing with America. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that is what these men and them that with all this power at the fingertip on earth. You see, all this power at the disposal, it does get to them. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Well, let me see what the hell mean. I want to go into Isaiah 14 and 15, right? But I want to go into it in the Blue Letter Bible. Let me check out which one in the hell they're talking about it. Because people for some reason seem to think it has some way burning it forever and ever without, you know, that you're going to be held in prison. Nonsense. Isaiah 14 and 15. Yeah, what it says here. Alright. Hell. Alright, so in the NIV, in 15 it says, thou shalt be brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Alright, let me go into it. In the interliner. Let's see what I'm giving you here. So it says Sheol.
Strong's H 7585. Sheol. And second entry, Sheol.
Underworld grave, hell pit, the underworld. The slipping the underworld shit to the. Oh God, place of no return without praise of God. Hey, this blue letter Bible change up real thing, boy. So you see, it's talking about the grave, right? It says in the first entry here, Sheol, underworld, grave, hell, pit. And that is the one, but they give you so much of different entries that hey, that's forward in confusion. So if you don't know which one to line up with the what the precept talking about, they're going and fall. But you see that who does go into the grave? Man. And that is hell. So hey, Abaratus, I will come back again with a part 2. This is my edification for today. Shalom, Wat Lababal, Kwame Sharala.